Now is the time to get those limbs on the board and get those victory royales. We can see here, round number 10 underway. Let's get into this one.
And Vinny and Zekro trying to get an uncontested drop.
Well, one of our duos that we did see perform so well over the course of the day and have their own victory. Now Airwax and Neekoff, they've already lost Neekoff, and now Airwax is trying to fight. He does get the elimination, does take down Tixi, but he's going to be by himself now as he's looking to potentially get into these placing points because the limbs are going to be very, very tough indeed. And look at the Snobby Shores, Zextro, and Vinny not going to be challenged out with, at the moment, there's going to be 2 players above them. We see Aiden and Nick Mercs as well, towards tilted up against Gamers Origin, Jules, and Miz.
We actually saw Nick Mercs here not contested, but moving on over to Scram, ends up going down. And
well, we did move to Scram. Yeah, we did move to Scram for the second he was alive. I know Sakona's going to be pushing up, trying to do something about this as well, but you can pretty much predict how it's going to go in a 1v2, though. I said the same thing about Aiden.
EU players would never do that. Can we watch them EU players, please?
Nate to clutch this up. Actually, Funpon and Nate both just kind of
Bro, that's skin.
This
oh my god.
Finds the corner, trying to get any little angle there. There's no need to rush this. It's a 2v1.
Yo, I feel like that's how you would dress
yeah,
somebody.
Exactly.
What?
A limb.
You're like a pimp daddy.
Don't lose out too much HP.
Damn, my man's
So you can
load out.
transition a little bit further on. They're actually low on builds. You see Funpon being completely out, but it doesn't matter. He's going to be dropped.
Oh,
again, a little bit of dancing going on here for Nate. The disrespect as they get to the frag.
All right, Nick Mercs, let's go, boys. You got this.
Battle against Aiden and Nick Mercs.
They got killed by these guys last time.
Yeah.
Let's
go!
Looking to come in from the high ground. Actually,
what's happening?
Staircase, going to have to be very careful here.
No!
Oh. That will be Jules clean up Nick Mercs looking for Aiden now.
Oh, come on, Aiden!
Have him coming in from
no!
behind. Gamers Origin will win out the fight towards Tilted. So if you're in this situation, Speed, if you're History and Fa, how do you get to the 2 VP guys?
Ooh,
what's your go-to plan?
No HP.
If I'm Fa?
Yeah, if you're the Ints guys, how do you get into that?
You kind of have to work your way in very slowly and methodically. Just start
there's like 4 teams
just start
here.
trying to find, you know, where they're at, and then isolate them as best as you can. Maybe if you have some stinks or some clingers, throw those down. Some dynamite, throw that down. If you don't, then just good old-fashioned pickaxe.
Okay. Well, we did see them continuing that fight. We're gonna head over to Razaru though and X8, the G2 guys. There's actually throwing quite a few stink bombs in here. Luckily for Moana, he's not gonna get caught on, at least for now. We still have a lot of teams, though, because you can see in this general vicinity, we have about, what, 3, 4 teams, potentially 5, as we see a couple flying in as well. And then Clyde and Moana still fighting for another day. The problem is the stink bombs are still coming through, and that's a lot of damage being done here. It's going to force up the advantage, potentially.
Razaru actually ended up going down there in the elimination feed and getting sent back to the lobby.
Yeah, back to the lobby he goes, but he's going to hope his teammate X8 can do something about this. In the meantime, Safin's8 looking to flank around in this one, maybe pull off a third party.
Those points
maybe
are so
pull off
close
3
now.
limbs if they're somehow able to do so. And X8 is just, I almost want to say, trying to hold on. If you're him,
Top
now
3
in
and
a
A.
1-on-2, potentially a 1-on-2-on-2, what are you looking to do?
He's looking at that volcanic vent. That's his only way to get safely into zone. A couple of other duos rotating around, and he has a long way to go to zone. He needs to get some more sort of mobility.
We talked about Paradise Palms. We talked about how there was no one else in the vicinity, and look how quickly that's changed now with that zone coming in. We see about 3, 4 potential other teams going to be fighting this one. History and Fa have not been able to get those eliminations onto Jamside and to SSK7. So credit to SSK7 and to Jamside to stay alive. No big names just yet, but names nonetheless. Because now Zate's looking for a shot.
Whoa!
Wow, nice shot.
And this is the eastern or the western border starting to get populated here on the zone. A lot of players starting to just kind of make this their home on the eastern or the western front.
Able to live to fight another day. Beehive and Coffee, we haven't talked about them too much, but they are still looking decent in the overall standings. In the meantime, Jamside has been able to get the double elimination onto Fall in history. So eventually, after what seems like forever,
I think these guys are
VP guys will take down their opponents who challenged them out initially on Paradise
Oh my
Palms.
god, look at this guy!
It was hard fought, but
This is what all the
GG's.
secret skirmish was.
GG easy. No, it was definitely not easy at all here. Bizzle and Demo very high on HP. Pretty much in center Paradise Palms as everyone else is starting to close their sights here on this lonely city. Well, not lonely anymore, I guess we should say, as Kuna and Mitro. Haven't really talked about them too much, but we did hear, even in the interviews, about who are the top players. Mitro's name was still up there quite a bit.
Absolutely a force to be reckoned with. A couple of the Atlantis players here kind of making themselves at home next to each other. Atlantis, Mitro, and Kuna next to Majin, chasing down their teammates, actually getting some tags here. Majin, no shields on him.
So over 2 hours has been able to get elimination on Tyovsky. I can still hear every time I see his name, yet. And we have the launch pad being used as 8 safe, going to rotate back into the zone.
So this is what I was talking about. When you're this far away from the zone, you need to put down those launch pads in order to get in. You have a really far rotation, especially with so many people around you. What they eventually want to do is reunite, push towards each other, but they're probably sitting here waiting for the next circle, waiting to see, do I move over to you or do you come to me?
Let's go,
14
Saf.
kills left for Saf.
And Zay, let's go, boys.
Snowward, and Saf cleans it up. So that's going to be a nice little actual income for them, going up for about 14 to 64 mats to build. And they're definitely going to need it because the storm is going to start to move. And it's going to start to really cause a lot of damage here. Demo has been dropped here by Kuna. So Mitra and Kuna able to get elimination on their side.
Animal is still in there. I believe his teammate Aspect went down though.
Coach got killed. Oh
knocked down. You
no.
can see SSK7 trying to fight for himself. They do have 2 eliminations between the two, and SSK7 is not going to be able to res his teammate. We did hear a couple of clingers being thrown, and you can still see the stink bombs
just
as
went
well.
down.
Look at the position Envy has. He's chucking those as far as he possibly can to get some free damage in. You can see Animal now being forced back to the storm. He's eventually got to run through this or edit his way out. To the left-hand side, Vilix and Kinzel pretty much being unharmed. Point here. So Zayt and Saf, I think rank number 2 right now, are looking at this as a juicy game. If they can clean up some eliminations, get a very high place, and they will overthrow their brothers from the US, and this would be a fantastic and breakthrough game for them. Now the zone has moved towards the southeast side. The hill position we talked about before are going to be very important, especially with the zone moving that direction. You can see Izza and Camo, controller gang over here, who have really put some fear into a lot of players' eyes with how they've been able to put out some
zone, bro.
high
Like,
elimination numbers.
The zone's so
It's still
bad,
fighting to
man.
break through into that top 25.
This rotate is about to be nuts.
There's 4 players in the zone right
That's what I was saying. When's the last time you've seen an ending of
position and
like,
gatekeeping,
never?
making sure that they
Yeah,
can
never.
position themselves as good as possible for that end game.
You see Boyer really realizing there's a lot of risk to go is being used. He's trying to maintain the high ground control, trying to build up a little
Zay
bit
got
further.
another
This thing coming
kill.
up, 3 eliminations. He has a spot into Boyer and he gets the connection on top of that. So it's a lot of damage to be done, but he's being shot from above, and now he's down to 2 HP. Trying to escape this one, trying to edit his way through. He's got some small shields to pop if he does need it. Or if he has time, I guess more importantly, to pick it up. You can see Skix very low HP and Cripple with 3 limbs. He does have the backup of his teammates. He has the rocket launcher.
God, it's double RPG.
Have one, and that's a lot of damage being done trying to shoot down a couple of players, but they're not lucky this time.
Blood
I don't know why they're wasting it on the guys above them.
Kinzel actually ends up getting a care package.
Oh, wait.
Oh!
Trap they put down, they're waiting for enemies to drop on top of it.
Holy moly, that was nuts.
Unfortunately, and what
Tom
a play.
died and
What a
Chap
read into
died.
this one. Using the rocket launcher to drop people
Oh
down.
my god, he
That's
pumped it in midair.
That's
Holy.
now 5 for them as they're looking to
Well
clean
played.
this game up. Look at that little trap set up perfectly where Bower's more than
That
happy
was
to sit.
insane. Well played.
That was absolutely beautiful. They had the high ground, they knocked them down, they put down the trap,
We
and
have
they cleaned them both
Zayt
up.
and Saf. That's it for
These
NA,
rocket
right?
launchers, look at what they have in their inventory. Even a chug on
2
top of
launch pads,
things.
an RPG, 2 RPGs, each one of them with their own.
Oh, he got headshotted.
This could be the game that they're able to pull off. This could be the first
This
time we've
is
seen.
Crippa and Boyer's game if they can pull it off.
And yeah, they've not been able to get a victory out so far, but this might be theirs. This might be theirs for the taking. Saf gonna take down Little J. Mitro gonna take down Hubik. Noggin just trying to fight his way back through as we have the storm now moving towards the northern side. You can see Max Salazar off to the
Oh my god.
completely south side, just kind of being tagged up here. There you go, Jesse's still in there. Jordan, I don't think he's alive anymore as he's just trying to transition. Actually, Jordan is there, so they do have the duos from Australia still fighting.
Oh,
Zayt
Zayt went down, no!
He's going to have to transition very far. Zayt has been dropped down at the moment. Saf is trying to fight.
Oh
with
my
two.
god, there's like 10 people in there.
You're looking for the eliminations.
Dude,
Jordan's
put a
going to be
trap on
pressuring.
the wall.
Jordan's going to be falling. And that's going to be Jesse as well. The Australians have been knocked out. Jules cleaning up 2 quick eliminations.
Boyer here fighting for the high ground, getting his RPG, ready to knock it down.
It's so difficult to play from the higher
10
position.
HP.
It's so difficult to deal with the explosives coming through. Oh, and what a shot out of Seth, able to return on. I'm not sure if he actually got dropped in the end anyways from the storm. You can see Seth now as well. You can see towards the left-hand side, Madsen able to get even further. Camo still alive and fighting, takes down Jules. Sap still alive, gets the elimination onto Vilix. And these rocket launchers are going to be so important here. As the zone starts to close, it moves yet again here, this time towards the western side of Paradise Palms. And Milan and Smith, who won last game, are still here fighting.
Milan actually gets knocked down off of high ground by Crippa. Crippa ends up taking the high ground. It's now Crippa and Boyer on the high ground.
He's trying to block him. Oh!
And he gets run
The
stairs
redeploy.
gets
Oh
in.
my
Milan
god.
got the redeploy to stay alive here, so that a fantastic play on Boyer. It was great to see. It doesn't work on the end for him, but nonetheless, really showing his expertise here, especially in these later stages. 10 players left to go here, Speedy.
They were able to secure the high ground off of that, just not get the elimination. I mean, it's the best case scenario.
I mean, they still win, right? They still win because they still maintain high ground.
Have dominance here from the high ground, raining rockets in.
I got a rocket together.
Serious work is disrupting fights. The elimination comes through. That's not going to be 8 for them.
thing.
Boyer and Crippa able to get up to 9. I think potentially maybe a 10th as well. They are cleaning house here, Boyer and Crippa.
Mitro and Tux with the launch pad. Mitro, can he take the high ground?
Oh, he's trying to, and it looks like he has been able to. He's got a player above him. It's going to be Seth, though, and Madsen's going to be here to join his teammate to take this high ground away. But for how long? Because the RPGs are still in play. They get knocked down another time. You can see Seth and Madsen now up to 3 eliminations. But Boyer and Crippa, the game's been all about them. 9 elims between the two. But look at this. Now they get a 10th as well mixed into this. Tux is going to fall, unfortunately, to the storm. And these RPGs are going to be even more important here.
Boyer has 0 mats. He has to rely on that RPG. He needs to knock down these builds.
Mitro still alive from the very, very low ground. And Crippa and Boyer, who've been at the high ground for such a long time, going to be knocked down. And they might actually get knocked yet again. Here's Seth going to be able to save himself with his own catch of the building. But with 5 players left to go, you can see the chaos here from all these players.
Mitro
Going to take down Boyer. So that's actually a little bit of a pain here for Crippa. It's now Mitro looking to push in. He's looking for some limbs. Has 4 total across the team. A little bit now of a slower pace.
On the low ground, Crippa and Mitro.
One build.
He's got one thing to build with. He's trying to knock Crippa down, and Crippa's saying no, not today. You can see towards the back, Boyer trying to claw his way back in. That's the 5th elimination, able to help heal Mitro up a little bit further, up to 153 HP. Madsen and Seth, though, in the meantime, still have the high ground. The only 2 duos remaining. Or duos that have both players up alive and running. Crippa's going to fall to the low ground, trying to take down Mitro. Mitro will fall. Crippa, though, still inside the storm, taking a lot of damage.
Ground battle. Now,
You guys have so much health.
yeah, 2v1. You shouldn't be losing this if you're LDLC. If somehow Crippa can pull this back, I'd be amazed. But he does get shot from the high side. And LDLC set the match and will take the victory royale. Speedy, even though they took the victory royale, though, Crippa and Boyer, they have an insane kit coming into that late game. They got so many eliminations on the board, just like we saw out of Camo and Issa. And they put up some fantastic numbers.